I went through a lot of suffering, a lot of pain, to my own. It's what I wanted. It's what if I was going to be away from God, I wanted to do everything that was against God. So my mother was just happy to have me back, but had her son back. Terrence did instill some principles in me. I was all of a sudden a good worker, which came from this program. I had some ethics, which I got from here. I took it and made it secular for myself. Transformed my life into a drug life. Everything I could to replace God, I did. Started cutting. Went off the deep end. Not as deep as some other people have been, but I hit rock bottom for myself many times. And whenever I hit rock bottom, God offered me a way out. And usually I'd thumb my nose at it and say, I'm going to go the opposite way, just to be even more rebellious. And I come to find out about a year ago, I found out I had to go back to serve another jail time, and ran for a bit. Got into a relationship, started dating this woman, moved in with her, and was living in sin, and developed a heroin relationship with her. So not only were we using ourselves, but supporting each other's habits, supporting each other's sin. And after that came crashing down, wound up homeless in Detroit again. I was tired of it. I wasn't tired of running from God, but I was tired of my life and knew I wanted to change. And I knew I had a jail time waiting for me. And I tried to go to jail this night, turn myself in and everything, but for some reason, God wouldn't let me get into jail. They filed my paperwork incorrectly, so I had to wait overnight. I was sick, going through withdrawals. Slept the night outside of the jail. No money, nothing. Had the chance to plenty of times to leave, go get high. Just one last little fix before I went to jail. But no, I took myself to the courthouse the next day, stayed around the buildings, turned myself into jail, and was just completely thankful for having that over my head to get me clean. And I truly had to surrender to win on that one. After jail time, I didn't want to find God in jail. I thought that was going to be so typical of myself to, when I'm in trouble, call out for help to God. So I wanted to come to God on my own terms, which is not a smart thing to do. By the time I got out of jail, I had to go to a halfway house, and because I had nothing left in my life, I was just completely devastated. Because I said that prayer in teenage, God, if I'm not working for your will, don't let anything prosper, and nothing ever did. I'd have jobs, but I was always in addiction. I'd always follow those jobs. I'd lose vehicles, never crashed them, but just recollections, whatever. But as soon as I got out of jail, was in a halfway house. I finally started to pray. Got back into a minimalistic prayer life, which it was feeding me for the moment. It got me back in God's will. But still could not find anything. I was definitely not in God's will out there in Michigan. And all of a sudden, I was about to join the military. Because it was the only option I had at the time. About to join the military, got kicked out of the halfway house, couldn't find a job. So that it's a money-making industry out there. If you don't have a job, you can't stay there. So couldn't find a job since poverty's everywhere out there. No, God's not really in any of those churches out there. I'm not thumbing my nose at it, but no one's being really led out there whatsoever. And was on the internet one night looking around and saw my friend Deanna was on there, and instantly just offered a handout to me. He said, Matt, if you want to come down to Arizona, I'll buy the bus ticket. You'll be on the bus tomorrow. And thank God that she actually bought that, and I was on the bus the next day. Spent 3 long days on a bus, just waiting. I got so excited to show up here and got on the bus. And as soon as I showed up here, it was Friday night prayer, which first time I prayed, worshiped God in a long time, and broke a lot of chains off me. Met a lot of friendly faces, met a lot of old faces. Missed a lot of you guys. I'm glad I'm the new people's friends now too. Lots of good fellowship here, which I've not had in such a long time. People that actually like me for who I am. Yeah. And anyways, I started looking for a job immediately, and all of a sudden, God, I'm praying, God, direct me. Where place do you want me to go to? Guide my footsteps, and I came across this business, which a health food store, pretty much health food smoothies called Robex, Tatum and Bell, and amen. And the owner's a Christian, come to find out, and it immediately hired me on the spot. All of a sudden, he had me doing on that same day he interviewed me, had me praying with him all of a sudden. In the store, he wants prayer inside his store, wants people to fellowship, wants our people from this church to fellowship at his store constantly. He's asked me to get you guys here. You let me put up flyers from this church up in the store too. So every shift, every beginning shift, he has me pray with the other employees who he's trying to constantly get me to minister to. And Josh knocked out some of that yesterday. Josh came into the store and started attacking this kid who said, "Yeah, I'm a Christian, but I don't think I'm going to go to." Kind of had a doubt if he's going to go to heaven. Josh was on him in a heartbeat. I was trying to get him to go to the church, but Josh went above and beyond that one. And well, as of 2 days ago, he was like, "Okay, I want you to open up morning manager." All of a sudden, you're just going to be taking all the morning shifts. You open the store. You're going to be in charge of all this stuff. I was like, you barely know me. Okay. And as of yesterday, he made me the store manager. From not being in God's will to store manager, I had nothing working for me. I mean, when you're in God's will, He blesses you constantly. Thank you.